This is Brandon, Lena, and Will from Tribunal of the Grid. Now, we are about to go ahead and give you another episode. But before we do that, we are just coming here to let you know that the giveaway is still going. So please listen to the episode so that you can go ahead and comment on our IG page, whatever question that we ask, so that you can also enter into the sweepstakes. It is open to everyone. So please participate, tell a friend, tell your mama, your daddy, whoever you got to tell. But it is open to everybody. So please, please, please subscribe, listen, and participate.
And
so that we can send you a little gift.
Yep, and turn on your notification bells so you'll be notified every time we upload an episode, because you want to know when we're uploading an episode.
Exactly.
Yeah, you want to know what we're going to give you.
Hello. That is the whole point.
And there will be 3 of them. So 3 chances to win.
Exactly. So please do that and let's start the show. Hello and welcome to another episode of Tribunal of the Grid, where we talk about all things Power Rangers, including the actors that play them. My name is Brandon.
I am Lena.
I'm Will.
And today we got such a packed episode for y'all. Oh my God. Like today, first of all, rewind back in time. Because daylight savings time is over. And, it just changed. What was that? Last night. So, at 2:00 last night, we jumped into the, into the, what? The future or the past?
The past.
What is it? The past. Yes. Okay, yes. So we're going to jump back in the past again. We're going to go back to Friday. Woo! Friday? Yo, Friday was crazy. So first Friday happened on Friday for Hasbro. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be covering all of that, and we're going to be covering the comics issues 54 and 55. But before we do that, I also want to remind everybody that the giveaway is still going. So if you want to participate, you are more than welcome to. The information is at the very beginning of the episode. And also we will be sharing that on our actual social media page as well. So, like I said, keep on giving us the answers to these questions, because baby, we got prizes for you. So keep listening, keep supporting. We love you. Now, on with this news. So we're gonna jump back to Friday, because Friday was a very epic day. So of course we had Fan First Friday with Hasbro. Pulse, they were dropping like bombs over Baghdad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just all sorts of freaking news. Like, it was just news galore. So basically, first things first, they started basically giving us information on toys that was already kind of released in a sense. They gave us a little information on the 2-packs. They were talking about the Astronomer versus Andros, and the B Squad versus the A Squad Blue Rangers. They started talking about that stuff. They even teased us with a little Pumpkin Rapper and King Spinks. Because we love them, because they are what's iconic, and they did all of that. But then they also decided that they wanted to go ahead and jump into the Dino Fury toys too. Now, the pictures of the Dino Fury toys, they cute. They cute. They had some, their necks were colored when they should be white. But, we love color. We love color. Even though it was a little inaccurate, but we still love color. They actually, when they were dropping those toys, and they showed us the Dino Fury Morpha, they also dropped us a little nugget on the toy that was standing right beside those Rangers, which was a villain. Now, that villain's name is Boom Tower. Now, some of the people in our comment section is a little displeased with the name Boom Tower. How y'all feel about it? What y'all think?
Yeah, that's a strange name. I instantly thought of Boom Studios. Uh, so that just sounds weird as a name.
I mean, honestly, I thought of Boom Howard from King of the Hill. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's what I thought. But I was just like, oh, okay, Boom Tower. I'm okay. Lena, what you think?
I seriously had no idea you were talking about a villain until just now. When you kept saying Boom Tower, I'm like, what is this Boom Tower?
Oh my gosh. Yes, Boom Tower is a villain.
So
Well,
is
it could have came up with a much better name than that. What does he look like?
Basically, he looks like a tower. He looks like the top of a castle.
Oh, what is his ability? What can he do?
If I can remember correctly, on the Japanese version, he was just hella strong. Like, I mean, he was practically almost invincible in a sense.
was he like a main villain or like a general or just
he
a
was
monster?
like a general. He was a general. But they kind of treated him like a glorified monster of the day, in a sense. He technically comes back later on. So I don't know how Dino Fury is going to do him. But yeah, they kind of treated him as, like, in Ryu Soldier, they treated him as kind of like a glorified monster of the day, even though he was supposed to be a special general.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't really have a feel for the name. I mean, it could have been better because what is his name in Japanese?
His name in Japanese is Tankjo.
Oh, that sounds a little tougher.
Yeah.
Tank.
Well, Tenkujo. Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
So yeah, he was a Drudion general in Ryu Soldier. So I'm like, I mean, the people was giving their opinions. They was like, oh, this name is terrible. Oh my god. And I'm like,
I mean,
when you think about it, I mean, Rita Repulsa though.
yeah.
Godar. You know, like, I mean, those names were like right on the, like, I really don't feel like those names were actually creative until Lord Zed.
Yeah.
That's when, like, I kind of got like, oh, this is kind of creative. But Rita Repulsa, really? Godar, I mean, he's gold, and you just add R on the very end of gold.
I mean, hence is why the 2017 movie made him Goldar.
Gold.
Yep. All of gold.
It's like, okay. I mean, y'all, I understand that some people were looking for something a little more creative, a little more like, ooh. I'm just like,
hold up.
I don't know.
I have a question for you, Brennan. What would you name this monster?
Honestly, I have no idea, to be honest with you. I mean, that's why I didn't have a problem with Boom Tower. Because I was like, I wouldn't know what to name him. Like, I mean,
Castle Rock. I'm pretty sure there's probably a copyright for that, so that wouldn't work.
What did you say it was?
Oh, Castle Rock.
White Castle.
Rock. Well, that's food. So definitely they can't use that. Can't use White Castle. But I'm just like, personally, like I said, I feel like the name itself,
King Dong.
It doesn't bother me.
Sorry.
It doesn't. What'd you say?
King Dong.
King Dom?
King Dom. That would be, I mean, because I'm thinking of
Kingdom as in like
kingdom.
Yeah, like
King Dom as in like King Dom Dominic or King Dom Top. Like, is that?
Oh my god.
I mean, I guess it could be either or, whichever one you want to go with.
I mean,
I doubt they can go for that.
I mean, hey, who doesn't like a Dom Top? I mean,
right?
Who doesn't?
Whoever wants some more pleasure, go for it. Oh, yeah. I mean,
I'm just saying.
I mean, just throwing random names out there. Not that I really care about his name. I figure more or less the Rangers are going to defeat them over and over.
Right. I mean, it doesn't. Right. I mean, it's just like, Like I don't mind the name. It didn't bother me. I was like, okay, cool. It's a name, you know. It wasn't one of the things that was just like, oh my God, I'm going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. No, it's not that. But some people were a little upset, and I'm just like a little too upset in my judgment. But I mean, I'm just like, okay, it's a thing, you know. I mean,
to do. They really have nothing better to do these days. I mean, I know they really don't because we are still in the middle of pandemic. But
I'm about to say, there's nothing we can't do.
But they you know, they're investing way too much feelings on a name. It's just too much. Not necessary.
Yeah, it's not necessary. It's not. I mean, like, I understand that, like, you know, people like when you hear stuff like that. I mean, the instant thing to do is to have like a very immediate reaction. That's culture, to have an immediate reaction, which sometimes the reaction can be either very excited or it can be very angry. But there's no in between. There's no gray area. There's no like, oh, I mean, I don't really like the name, but whatever. Like, there's never none of that. It's always either I'm on 10 angrily or I'm on 10 happily. So, you know, there really is no in between. And I was just like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, it didn't call for all of this, but I mean, whatever. It is what it is. But so I mean, there was that. And then they also introduced the other two monsters of the day. Whoa. From Ryu Soldier as well. One name being named Shockhorn and the other one being named Doomsnake. Ooh. Now, I actually like these names a lot more than Boom Tower.
I don't.
They sound I actually kind of like these names.
They sound dumb to me. I don't like that.
Well, it's better than
Doomsnake. Really?
You don't like Doomsnake?
That sounds stupid.
Oh.
Well, what would you name it? Well, what would you rename it as?
Oh, okay.
I personally, I don't hate the names for these. Like, I really don't. I mean, they look exactly what their names are. To be honest, like their names fit what they look like. One looks like a snake, and the other one looks like it has a horn. It's very on the nose. I'm like, oh, okay.
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not gonna lie, Boom Tower really does look like a boom tower.
What does that
mean? There you
go. Mean?
It looks like something that he could probably like shoot something out of his like towers or something. Like probably like a cannonball or something.
Yeah,
like.
I was gonna say cannonballs. Oh my god, you read my mind. And
yeah, like
he could dig a hole or like into any buildings. The other one looks like
like something like that.
Like maybe claw the. I don't know. You know what? There's really nothing wrong with the names because you know what? We've gotten worse. We've gotten much worse names in the past.
We have Thrax.
Right.
In the story.
Right.
Yeah. Woo, child. Yeah, some of these names are terrible.
That wasn't a bad name.
Yes, it was. Thrax? Really?
What's wrong with it?
You thought Thrax was... Thrax sounds weird. It sounds weird. It's not a good... It wasn't a good name and it wasn't a good character.
And Doomsnake sounds good. Okay.
It sounds better than that.
It really does sound better than that. I'm sorry, Will. I have to admit, it does sound better than that. Like,
I mean, Doomsnake actually sounds intimidating. Thrax?
Yes.
Thrax sounds intimidating?
That does not sound intimidating. Oh,
listen,
if you have to say Doom in the name, you're not intimidating.
Oh my gosh.
You're
but you mean
lame.
like... Oh my gosh, are you serious right now? Are you serious?
Well,
are you really joshing me right now? I can't. I'm done. We're moving on.
Well, your name doesn't sound intimidating.
Don't.
I'm kidding.
I can't. I cannot.
Oh god.
But no, so like those are the monsters that they had. And they were also introduced them with other figures, with the red and blue Rangers. So they are going to be in a 2-pack with those. And then they were like, you know what? That's not enough. Also give y'all the prototypes for the Dino Fury Zords, right? So they went ahead and showed us those doggone prototypes. And baby, first of all, even though they were in gray, if they keep the prototype moderately the same, I am actually caping for these new Dino Fury Zords. Like, they are gorgeous. And they also dropped the names of those Zords as well. So the Red Ranger's Zord will be called the T-Rex Champion Zord. And they also dropped the name of two more Zords. They dropped the name of what is believed to be the Black Ranger Zord, and also the Saber-Toothed Tiger, which is the Green Ranger Zord. We're not sure if it's going to be blue or the black. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be black because blue is definitely a Triceratops. So more than likely black is the Stegosaurus. But black is going to be called the Stego Blade Zord, and green will be called the Tiger Claw Zord. Now, what do y'all think? What do y'all think about these names? What do y'all think about these Zords? Like, what's the tea?
I'm good with these, but are they trying to like? I have a question though. Are these like similar swords to what they use in the original series, or are they like made up to resemble more Mighty Morphin?
Oh no, they're from Ryusoulger for
Okay,
sure. They're from Ryusoulger. Mm-hmm.
I like them. They look pretty badass. I think this is probably the first time in a really long time that the Zords look this good.
Yeah, I really like the designs for Ryusoulger.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. Like the designs are gorgeous. I really like them. I actually thought that the names for them were extremely. I actually like the names for the Zords. Now I did see that some people were not too fond of the Stego Blade Zord because I mean it looked like it has spikes. So I've heard like people be like, "Oh, it should have the name Spike and not Blade," and
Oh,
whatever.
whatever. It's just a sore name. Like, why are people so caught up on names? Like,
I don't
seriously.
know. I don't
For
know. I mean,
the
to
I
me,
think
it
it's
doesn't
fine.
bother
well,
me.
I think the names actually sound special. Like it
Yeah,
sounds like they're special Zords and not
I
just
agree.
like regular ones. Like to call the Zord champion, sounds like it's like an upgrade or something like that instead of like their first Zords, I guess.
Say like with the Red Ranger, his is called the T-Rex Champion, probably because it's a mode by itself. A mode. It's a mood by itself. Um, it's a mode by itself because it almost kind of reminds you of like
Red
the Red
Dragon.
Dragon Thunderzord, yeah, from season 2, because it has its Tyrannosaurus mode and it can become like an actual warrior by itself
This
without combining with
this
anybody
is
That's what I
else.
was instantly.
badass. Oh
Yeah, I
my
was
god.
instantly reminded of that. For me, I don't like the way these Zords look. They remind me of the Dino Charge Zords and the Dino Thunder Zords. In particular, with the Dino Charge Zords, I didn't like it, they're too bulky for me. And they look kind of they look kind of fake. And of course they're gonna look fake,
I was about to say, wait,
um
what?
but not in a good way. Like the way that they I guess the way the suits look, it just looks a bit too like bulky and cartoonish for me. I feel
I see
like
what you're saying.
we've seen better looking animal type Zords and even dinosaur Zords before. So
I don't
I'm not the
know.
biggest fan of the look of them, but I guess once I see them in action, I'll be able to make a better.
Now, I'm actually in the opposite of you. I like how they look like this. When they move, however, now this is only because I've seen Ryusoulger. So I'm taking this straight from like just like prior me just watching Ryusoulger. But on Ryusoulger, I'm not gonna lie to you, those Zords look jank when they move. Like because it's all CGI. It's all CGI. There really isn't any practical effects
Mhm.
with them. So to me, they just look so weird when they're like actually moving, when they're, supposed to be fighting and stuff when they're moving. They just look weird. And I'm like, I don't care for this. This isn't tea for me. I don't like it.
Yeah, with the Dino Charge Zords, I remember the person in the suit, the way that when they will walk or run, the way that they will rock to the side, to the side, to the side. That just looked weird to me.
Now I will say the champion Zord when it becomes the warrior mode, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's badass. Like it moves so elegantly and it moves rapidly. Like it moves really fast. Like it's probably the fastest Dino Zord I think ever that we've ever seen in Power Rangers. Like it's literally fast. Like it's fast as shit. It's really fast. I mean, this thing is like gliding all over the place, cutting cartwheels, doing flips. I mean, it's badass. So like I have to say, like, as far as its technicality and the way it moves, I love it. Like it's to me, hands down, when we actually get those scenes in the US, oh, it's gonna be hot. Like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be marveling over the Zord fights. And like honestly, you know how I feel about Zord scenes. You know I hate them.
Ooh,
You know I hate them with a passion.
Same.
But I'm not gonna lie, Ryu Soldier kind of rekindled that for me. It kind of made me go, oh, this is a thing. And I like this thing. Like, I mean, and it kind of made me want to watch the Zord scenes instead of like fast forward through them. Like it made me actually want to watch it because they didn't just kind of walk all robotically like chum, chum, chum. You know, like, it didn't do all of that. Like it actually gave me like they were fighting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm excited for the Zords. I actually like, my only thing is, like I said, I'm on the opposite end of you as far as like how they look and how they move. I like how they look, but the way they move, because it's CGI, they try to make them move like they're animals, like they're real legit animals. And I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of CGI like that. Like, can we at least just like have puppets like the good old days? Because I'm sorry, the Saber-Tooth Tiger Zord will always be the most elegant Dino Zord ever in creation. That
was
puppet,
my favorite.
oh, watching that puppet leap off that jungle cliff or whatever, and you just see how it just leaps. It's like, wow. I'm like, oh. Give me all of my life, Saber-Tooth Tiger. I love it. I love it. But this one doesn't do that at all. It just looks cartoony with the CGI. And I'm like, this is ugly. So yeah, that's my only nitpick, but it's just me. But yeah, so those are the Zords. And so yeah, so that was pretty much all of the glitz and glam that they mentioned. Am I forgetting something? Am I forgetting any news from Hasbro Fan First
Oh,
Friday?
the cast?
Right! Duh, Brandon.
Wow,
Oh my gosh.
Brandon. Wow.
Jesus
I
Christ.
thought you were pulling our like. I thought you were.
That's what I was thinking.
I was like, no,
No,
he's joking. He's totally joking.
but no, like, so they also went ahead and they introduced the news that we were all waiting for. The news that they were basically selling us on to watch the actual Fan First Friday, which was the new Dino Fury cast members, which we already kind of knew. Kind of. We knew 50-50.
Kind of.
We actually have Chance Perez as, you know, he will be Javier. Oh, I love that name. Javier. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Javier Garcia. You got to roll that R. Javier Garcia. Yes, honey. And then we got Tessa Rao as Izzy Garcia. Yes, honey. Now, I am gagged because I was not expecting for both of them, for their last names, for both of them to be Garcia. So I'm like, are they supposed to be related? And they kind of look related when they smile. Like they kind of actually look like they might be related in real life, but I mean, we know they're not. But like, they kind of look like they were casted, recast very well as far as like their relation. I'm actually kind of gagged. I'm actually gagged. So of course, as you are probably now aware, Alexandra Nunes is no longer going to be the Green Ranger for the show. She was recast. Now, apparently, as our TMZ specialist, Lena, has found, she went to New Zealand. She was definitely a part of the group. You know, she was a part of the group.
She sure
And
did.
then all of a sudden, you know, it was like, nah, they sent her back. So we don't know.
Out of the country. Yeet.
Yeah. Yeah. So we don't know what happened. We don't know if, you know, the people were like, nah. We don't know if it was anything dealing with, you know, her, if it was any paperwork or whatever. We don't know. We honestly don't know. But what we do know is that she was definitely in New Zealand, and then she came right back to the States. So, you know, but they went ahead and cast it locally, and we got Tessa. Now, I must get this out before I move any further. I have to get this out. I understand that everybody was rooting for Alexandra. You know, I understand it. I understand. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. You know, I get it. I get it, right?
So aggressive.
I had to put my Tyra voice on. You know, you were rooting for her. I get it. I mean, some of y'all were rooting for her for different reasons, but you know, you were rooting for her. I get it. However, please welcome Tessa with open arms. Please welcome her with open arms. Welcome her with respect. I understand, you know, you're like, I wanted Alexandra. She's so much, to me, she's so much better because she's hot. Oh my God. I get it. You were swooning over her. You thought she was sexy, whatever. I get it. Please do not be disrespectful. The comments that I saw in our comment section, I had to literally turn the comment section off. I had to literally turn it off because the comments were so gross. Yeah, if you look on there is no comment section. I turned it off. Like the comments were disgusting. I never do that. I never do that. I never turn off comment section. I had to turn it off. People were being so grossly disrespectful to Tessa. No, we're not doing that. And I literally, like, I was at my wit's end when this one dude was like, Alexandra was better. I don't like Tessa. I was like, I had got on literally on the comments and was like, what we're not going to do is this. We're not doing that.
What?
We're not ever going to do that.
Why do people feel the need to pin other people against each other?
I don't know.
That's not even necessary.
I don't like it.
How would you even know if she's better or not? We haven't seen them.
That's what I was just about to say. Like, we haven't even seen them like in the actual show. So how do we even know? We don't even know. Like, why do people do things like this? It's not necessary at all.
It's not necessary, and it's not ever necessary. Like I said before on our previous episode. If you haven't heard, please listen because it's great. If you haven't heard it, it's never okay to talk about somebody like that. Now, granted, it's always cool. If you got an opinion about somebody or you got an opinion about something, it's totally okay. It's okay to have opinions. No one is saying do not have an opinion, but it's about how you express that opinion. Your opinion should never, ever, ever try to hurt somebody. Like, we're welcoming this girl into our fandom, into our illustrious fandom of wonderful actors who have graced us with their presence for the past 28, 29 years. I understand you were dead set on Alexandra because because she was casted. It was aired out before we should have known. I get it. I get you were dead set on Alexandra. You liked her. You thought she was sexy, whatever the case may be. I get it. And now you're heartbroken because she didn't get the role. That's understandable. But it's also okay for you to feel bad for one person and not tear down someone else. It's totally okay. You can feel how you feel. No one is saying you can't be sad for Alexandra because she was recast in the role. You can't. There's no one saying that. But what I am saying is getting up on the page of somebody where it's tagged, her name is tagged. Getting on that page and saying, you know, I prefer Alexandra more. I like her better. Like, what? Like, that is the epitome of disrespectful. Like, can you please show any kind of just tact and decency? Because as I said before on our previous episode, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but as I said on our previous episode, these are the same people that are going to be at these cons. So these daggers that you're throwing, you better keep that same energy when you go to a con and you go past their table. Keep that same energy. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say on that. Keep that same energy. You see how you throwing them daggers right now? If she turns out to be a damn good Green Ranger, which judging by her reel, the girl can act. And if they let her act on this show and don't try to dumb her down because, oh my God, it's a Nickelodeon show, but don't try to dumb her down, the girl can act. So I can definitely see her being a fantastic Green Ranger. I can see it. So if the girl turns out to be really good, don't go to her table. Don't go to her table and try to get her to take a picture with you and try to get an autograph. You will, but I'm just saying, don't do it, because I want you to think to this day, think to the day, this past Friday, the 29th, think to that day where you had all the lip in the world to trash talk her, talk about how, oh, I prefer the other girl better. She's so much better looking. Yeah, remember that. Remember that stuff. Remember that. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Remember that. Don't go to her table. Keep walking. Because that kind of disrespect is just, it's gross. It's disgusting. I'm like, that was so out of pocket. I was like, wow, I have to turn these comments off. I'm turning them off. So that's that on that. But yes, so congratulations, Tessa Rao. Congratulations, Chance. I am so excited for you all.
So excited.
I am so excited. And like, it's crazy because I was looking at Tessa when she announced her name and she was like, she's playing Izzy. And it's funny that she did not say her last name. She just said that I'll be playing Izzy the Green Ranger. She didn't say it was Izzy Garcia. So I think that was kind of like
a leak,
a little surprise. Yeah, like a little lead where it's like, ooh, I'm playing Izzy, but I can't tell you my last name because it's a surprise. I might be related to somebody, you know. Right, but then she said it on her stories. She was like, I'm playing Izzy Garcia on Power Rangers as the Green Ranger. And I'm like, yeah, your name is Garcia.
I absolutely love it. I love how she's like, call me Izzy. And she's already wearing like the green eyeshadow.
Yes.
She's blazing herself in green. Like, I just absolutely love it. I'm here for it. I love
She is so genuine.
Top. Oh my God.
She's so gorgeous. And like, I just love, like, actually, I love her hair. Her hair is just so, her hair is great. I like her. Like,
I really hope they don't dye it or straighten it or like, I don't know. I just really hope they don't do anything what they did with Hunter and then have everyone be all like, oh, we don't like it. Oh no. And then I mean, Hunter's hair, I'm sorry. I've been seeing her more and more in photos and it is nasty. Her hair looks fake because of how much bleach they put in there. Ooh, nasty.
Yeah, it looks fried, and it's upsetting because it looked great before. It looked healthy and wonderful, and it looks a little dry. I mean, I'm pretty sure the way they style it's probably going to be, you know, it'll look okay, but it's just you can tell it was dead. It was probably a little dead from all the frying that they did. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. That's all
something that I was wondering is if judging by her reel, if they'll make her like a comedic character.
I can see her being comedic. I can see her being kind of like a nerdy kind of girl, kind of like the nerdy girl next door kind of character. And plus, with the name Izzy, she's probably going to be the smart girl. I can see her being the smart girl.
Do you think she'd be like the inspirational one, the spontaneous one? And if Chance just happens to play her brother, what if he's like the more serious one and she's always the one getting him into all kinds of trouble because she convinces him, let's do this, let's do that. And he doesn't want to leave her alone to do it. So he goes along with her. One of those cute little storyline. Oh, that'd be so cute.
I can see that. Or I can see her being like the family member or the sibling where it's like I can see her being kind of like the one where it's like the whole Vita and Madison situation where Vita was a little more serious. Madison was a little more kind of like meek, kind of, introverted, like that. I can see that dynamic with them too. I can probably see him being the more outspoken, in your face extroverted type. And she's being like the kind of like standing off in the corner, kind of, just doing her own thing, being introverted.
What if
character too?
What if they're crazy, just like Betty and Ben, except as Rangers?
I would love that. Actually, I would like that a lot.
Right?
I would actually like that.
I was thinking maybe they get it right, but since they're Rangers, so they can't make them look like too much of buffoons.
Right. And plus, in the Sentai footage, green and black were badasses too. They were badasses. So, I mean, that would be kind of dope if both of them are just really silly, but they both are like fantastic fighters.
I would love that.
That would be so cool. It almost kind of be reminiscent to Ninja Storm, where like the guys were just so freaking goofy.
Yeah.
And Tori was like serious, but they all were like badass ninjas.
Yes, that's right. Especially Dustin. I rewatched that these days and I'm just like, Dustin was so dumb. How did he survive for so long?
Like Dustin was as dumb as a bag of rocks, like pun intended. And like, but the dude was badass though. Like, I mean, Dustin was bomb. Like he was a really good fighter, but
he really was
not the smartest. He's not the smartest person in the bunch.
Oh,
like he was actually one of the dumbest.
Yep. He really was.
I mean, I hope they do something like that. Like that would be so cool. And it would give the Rangers so much personality.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm so excited.
I love that. Oh my gosh. So y'all, oh my god, I'm so excited, y'all. I'm so excited for this.
2020 seems so long now. Like so long. I know it's like 2 months away, but it feels so long now that we're so excited, so hyped for this that like it just feels so long now.
Right. Oh gosh, I'm so excited for this. And lastly, and this news just came out I actually just posted this earlier today, actually. So the news actually it's two things. So Michael Hurst, who played Vexicus in Ninja Storm.
He was on Hercules back in the day. He was Aeolus.
Yes, he was. Oh, look at you! You better know some Ranger things. Look at you.
I was so excited when I saw his face because I did instantly I thought about Hercules, but then I was like, oh yeah, he actually did do some voiceovers in the past for Power Rangers.
Yes, he did. I said, oh, look at that. But yes, so he will be directing episodes 6 through 9 of Dino Fury. So, you can always double back to this little portion, or you can look at our page, when those episodes come out, you can be like, so the guy from Hercules or Vexicus, the voice of Vexicus, he directed these episodes. Let's see how good he does. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to do a fabulous job. I'm pretty sure he's going to be fabulous. So there's that. And also, now we did report on this a couple of months ago, but this news is making its way around again. So world screenwriter Mansha Daswani interviews E1 execs Oliver Dumont and Monica Candidi. I'm pretty sure I probably pronounced that wrong. But anyway, about the integration between Hasbro and E1. The article states that E1 is working with the first season of Power Rangers Dino Fury. It was previously reported from World Screen in their TV Kids Guide 2020-21, tongue twister, that Dino Fury was slated for 44 episodes. Given previous history, Dino Fury is projected to have 22 episodes for each season. So basically what that means is we're going to be back on the regular schedule for 22 episodes for one season for one year, and then 22 episodes for the following year. So we'll have 22 episodes for 2021, and in 2022 we'll have Dino Fury season 2, 22 more episodes. So yeah, it's not 9 times out of 10. I know a lot of people were like, oh my God, it should be, 20 episodes per, it should be all 44 episodes in a year because the whole, thing with Nickelodeon, that's going to end in 2021. Look, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know what Hasbro did. We don't know if Hasbro was like, give us one more year so that we can go ahead and finish up the show and then we on our own. We don't know what deals Hasbro signed. We don't. We're not in the press rooms. We're not press rooms. We're not in the corporate rooms. We're not sitting with the men in the suits. We don't know. We don't know. So at this point, as of right now, it is going to be just like it's always been, 22 episodes in 2021, 2022, the other half, 22 episodes. That's all we know. And I mean, it could easily be a situation where it might be where they decide, hey, we're going to go ahead and we just going to do these 22 episodes here and then jump to, another network for the other 22. We don't know. We don't know. But should that happen, we've been through it before. Hello, Wild Force. We've been through it before. So, because the first half of Wild Force was on Fox Kids, and then all of a sudden we jumped to ABC Family. You know what I'm saying? So we've done it before. So, let's just keep the ball rolling and we'll be good to go. So we have now entered the main events where we are going to be conversing about the comics issues 54 and issues 55. Will, I know you were extremely excited to talk about these comics. Overall thoughts, what you think?
Well,
give us the rundown. Give us the tea.
Yeah, obviously it gets me really excited about the next chapter, which is going to be Power Rangers and Mighty Morphin, where it leaves us off at it. We're basically introduced to the Green Ranger, the new Green Ranger. So I'm very excited to see who it is. First and foremost, like they left us on that cliffhanger of us being introduced to the Green Ranger, but not knowing who it is. But so 54, we're introduced to the Imperial, which the monster that we're introduced to that destroyed the planet of the Omega Rangers, the refugees that the Omega Rangers were helping. It looks like it was like a servant of like a bigger and even bigger threat. So like this monster could destroy a planet, and there's something worse than that out there. But this fight was crazy because they had to they got their asses kicked
They really
basically.
did. They did.
And they had to call on the Omega Zords, which while I was watching or watching while I was reading the panels, it dawned on me that they've never actually combined to make the Megazord. Like I didn't even
No.
yeah, like I had to like go back and see like when Kaya was there, did they ever do it? And no, they still have
No.
not done that Megazord yet. But they decided to try and do the 3-on-1 attack, but that still didn't work. Uh he used it was crazy. The monster used the planet, actually used the planet against the Rangers. Like, if I remember correctly, didn't it summon something out of the ground and then it attacked? That thing
Yes.
looked
I
yeah,
know he
that
created he created some kind of like monster, some kind of like rock monster or something that it's like a mix of like a volcano slash rock thing that
mhm.
started attacking. And also
Right, right,
too,
right, right.
jump double back to remember he created that rock monster that was groping Jason.
When was that? Was that in the same
Wasn't
issue?
it? Yeah, wasn't it? Because like they were fighting against. Yeah, it was. Because
Roping
remember
them.
they were fighting against they were fighting against the Imperial, and basically I guess he kind of like phased through Trini. Well, Trini tried to hit him, and then she phased through her. Zach got shot with a bunch of rocks, which I was like triggering. And Jason was
Oh
trying to
yes,
hit
I
him,
see it.
and
I see. I
then
see. Put him
yeah,
in
the
a
rock
sleeper
thing,
hold.
yeah, grabbed him and starts groping him and started trying to feeling on his booty. What remix is this?
What?
Feeling on that booty.
Real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The first monster that we were introduced to, is that the supposed to be the actual big bad?
From what I gathered, I think he's going to be like you said, like during your analysis. I think that he's a servant. I think he's a servant. I think that he's a representative of like the thing to come.
Mhm.
I think that's what he is. I don't necessarily believe he's like the main event. I think he's something else.
Yeah, when so I'm wondering if I should say he, because they said we are the Imperial. Were they talking about themselves or the whole organization, I guess? I guess.
I felt like it was heady. It was very heady, and it was a lot of stuff that I just felt like I was like, I don't really. First of all, for me, and it was definitely my least favorite issue for that exact reason.
I'd say
Not
it
trying to be
was
funny.
dialogue.
Yeah, like I mean, I enjoyed the action. I loved the Zord fight. Like I thought that was actually pretty cool with like the Zords, doing their thing and stuff. I thought that was dope. But for me, I did not enjoy the Imperial stuff. I thought that when it was talking the way it was, it reminded me a lot of like a bargain bin version of the Blue Emissary
Mm.
with all that heady stuff of like, I am him, he is me, I am Earth, I am Mother, hear me roar, roar. Like it just that's what it was given, and I was like, I'm not here for it. I didn't like it. I mean, I'm hoping that it actually is serving something later on, like it actually, like that's just that monster's, thing, and maybe it talking like that is probably like it's a part of the bigger threat.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
maybe it's something like that where it's like a part of it, but like um when it says we are the Imperials and all that stuff, maybe it is an Imperial, but it's a part of the Imperials. Does that make sense? Because I know I was just like completely rambling and I said a whole bunch of stuff that probably didn't make sense because it was heady, just like the Imperial. But it sounds like that's what it is to me, at least to me.
So Trini and Z. I listened to Ryan actually say the name, and it's Z. Okay. So Trini and Z, they did the Omega Spectrum Blast,
right,
to the Imperial. So that was that the thing that knocked it out?
Yeah, that's the thing that destroyed not the Imperial, but it destroyed the monster.
Okay, right. And then they got back to the to their ship.
They
They're
haul
trying
ass.
yeah. They tried to comfort the last of the refugees that were with them, but it was a sad little scene. Zach trying to play with the little kid, and
Yeah,
they don't even want to play. They just wanted a hug because their whole world is destroyed. And then
like they done lost all their people.
Yeah. And then they end with Z and Jason talking, and they're realizing that there's a much larger threat. So Jason instantly thinks he needs to talk to Zordon to get some sort of advice and help on like how to handle this, which takes us to number 55, which is by the way, is the final issue of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And it did not feel like a final issue. It definitely felt like, just like a part of the story.
A continuation.
Continuation, exactly. Which I thought, I feel like the end of Mighty Morphin really was issue 50 for me, because that felt like that should have been it for Mighty Morphin. And then these 5 issues afterwards, it feels kind of like just a bridge. It's a bridge. I would say more so of a bridge between what we had and what we're about to get. So
okay. I was going to say this. Like, go ahead. Go ahead and say.
Go ahead. Well, what did you think of the 5 issues that we've gotten in between since Necessary Evil?
Personally, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of felt like, I know they were trying to separate the two stories. These last 2 issues, I like 55 a lot more. 54 was definitely the weakest. And they definitely set up, they definitely made me excited for as far as like what they're setting up, like them setting up they're setting up, what's going to happen. So I personally really like that, but other than that, like, I felt like a lot of stuff got lost in 54. And in 55, it definitely did tell a better story, but still, it was still kind of weak in the aspect of this is mainly fight. And so it's just like we just got a whole bunch of like fighting issues. And then them kind of like just setting up. I felt like 55 did a better job of setting the table rather than 54. But still, it didn't do that much of a better job. I mean, it did do a better job, but it didn't do like, oh my God, like how, like, I'm so used to being like, oh, these issues knocked it out the park every single time. Like 54 really didn't do it for me, and 55 was like, oh, this is better, but that's kind of how I felt about it. But as far as a whole, I feel like 50, 51, 52, 53 definitely for me was like, yes, this is what I need in my life. Like I was like, I like these. I like where they're going. And I just kind of feel like the ball just kind of slipped through their hands in these last 2.
Well, this issue, it starts off with the Terror Zords and the Thunder Zords, they're fighting in downtown Angel Grove. Everybody's running. Zed is actually on Earth watching the fight. The Rangers are getting their asses beat.
Kicked.
The yeah. And, Billy, he actually calls Grace for help and tells her to activate the Green Protocol, and we all should know what that is. It is
Of
to
course.
crown a new Green Ranger. So, the in the meantime, the Rangers are trying to hold off the Terrazords, which they combine to make the Mega Terrazord, which is like that thing is terrifying. It
That
looks
thing
pretty.
is ugly.
Yeah, it looks
I mean, it
like
looks cool, but that thing is ugly.
Yeah. Because I was wondering what the hell is this gonna look like, because the Zords individually, they're not like robots, they're actually like monsters. So to see them
Right.
together, like that was quite, like I thought it was impressive. It looked, because I, like I said, I had no idea what that was gonna look like, but it works. It works for sure. They
That
use
was impressive in
wow.
my astronomer voice.
So they use the Mega Tiger Zord and the Red Dragon and Warrior mode to try and combat the Terror Zords. But they cut to another scene in the command center where Grace, she infiltrates the command center, and she talks to Lord Draken, who's being held underneath the command center. And then I'm like wondering, how the hell did she get in there?
How did she
Because
get there?
yeah, I'm assuming she doesn't have her power coin anymore. Yeah, because like that went to Jason, so that confused me.
How?
Unless she had the green dragon coin on her, but they didn't show it. So, but
Right. But
she
still,
only. Mhm,
how
mhm.
did she get here? Nobody's supposed to be here.
Yeah, and then that makes you think about. I mean, it makes you think about the command center security, but like as we know, I guess the security isn't that great
It's
in
terrible, Your Honor.
in multiple universes. So
It's terrible in all the universes.
right. So yo, the something that got to me is how haggard Draken looked in this panel where he's talking to Grace. Like he looks like a 75-year-old ass man with Saba's head hanging on his fingers. That's so weird. But basically, Grace spends a few minutes just chumping Draken because he can't do anything. He's like threatening her and stuff, and she's like, "What do you want to do? You can't do anything." And just
Right.
comes out his entire life, and basically calls him a failure, saying nobody really remembers you. Is that what you want your legacy to be? And
Is this your king?
oh god, so she's giving it, she's seemingly giving him an out and an opportunity for redemption. And then we go back to the
Child of
Zord
ghetto.
battle, and the Terrazords are just ripping ass. They are just they're winning. Zed is ecstatic. He is holding the green chaos crystal, like he actually physically has it with him. And as he's talking his trash, there's a silhouette that comes up behind him, and it is the new Green Ranger, who gets into it with Zed, and then then the Green Ranger is able to knock the Chaos Crystal out of Zed's hand and destroys it. And that that kind of zaps the power out of the Terrazords and the Dark Rangers. And then the Rangers use their finisher, and they're able to get rid of the Terrazords. All of the Dark Rangers are depowered, and Putty Rita is AWOL. She just gets out of there and gets away from the rest of the Dark Rangers. So now we just have Putty Rita out in the wind, and I don't know what that means. Green Ranger did a number on Zed. Zed's talking his shit while he is teleporting back to his palace, and as soon as he gets in his palace, he collapses to the floor. Wow! So this is a pretty powerful new Ranger. And the last page, we see the Green Ranger go back to Promethea, where he talks, or we don't know if it looks like a he. I'm gonna say it's a he. He's talking to Grace, yeah, and Grace is basically what it seems like is the Green Ranger is answers to Grace. Probably won't have any allegiance to Zordon. It's just, Grace in control of the situation, which they pretty much established before a few issues ago. And the Green Ranger is looking up at the green Psycho Dagger, which is its power source. And the Green Ranger takes off his helmet, and we are left on the cliffhanger of who is that under the helmet. So I'm assuming like the first panel I guess probably Mighty Morphin will show us who the new Green Ranger is. But it's really cool, I think, that we're gonna have Grace in control of this Green Ranger, totally under Zordon's nose. But I guess at this point Zordon has seen this, and like there'll be nothing that he can really do. It'll be interesting to see how, I guess, the relationship of having our core Rangers answer to Zordon and then having the Green Ranger answer to Grace, and see how that kind of works, because they're going to be working together. So
I'm excited to see that relationship, to kind of see how like the new Green Ranger is going to interact with the other Rangers, and kind of see, if he is going to phase into the team, as far as like he's going to be with them, hanging out with them, kind of like, work with them, or is he going to be like the double agent type, where he's going to be like, secret agent man, and being like, all right, I'm going to go ahead, help them fight, but I ain't gonna tell them who I am. You know what I'm saying? And be reporting to Miss Grace and all and stuff like that. So I'm kind of excited to see where that's gonna go. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see just the whole Green Ranger arc in general. I didn't think I would be excited for it, but I actually kind of am excited. I don't know. I kind of am excited, but as a matter of fact, I think that this is going to be our question to the audience. As far as, going to our giveaway, this question is going to be, who do you think the Green Ranger is going to be? Who do you think he's going to be? Do you think it's going to be, a random person? Do you think it's going to be somebody we already know? Make sure you hit us up. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Or you can even hit us up on our Instagram page or on our Twitter, and let us know what you think. Like, what's the tea? So definitely, once again, question is, who do you think the Green Ranger is going to be in the comics? Go ahead and send us those answers so that you can be put in our giveaway. Y'all, this has been another episode of Tribunal of the Grid. My name is Brandon.
I am Lena.
I'm Will.
And we will talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.